Amen. Freilich in Chanukah. We are on the 5th day of Chanukah. We have the beautiful chart I mentioned in the previous year. Again, Shirat David Mincha. We have the Lamed Vav Mesechtes, the Shmone Begodim, Yud Rachamim, Yud Bei Shvotim, all the different halos that we make up from Chetzi to Male during Chanukah, and the 8 days of Chanukah, Svirus, the Heilige Svirus. So now we're going to learn Moharan, which is going to help us with Hisbodedus because it's connected, but its more focus is on Hanukkah, but it's going to be on a part of Hisbodedus, which is probably the most important part of Hisbodedus, according to Rav Shalom Arush, the idea of thanking Hashem. Yeah. Yes. There's a whole organization. Thank you Hashem. Am I wearing a Thank you Hashem hat?
I got my Thank you Hashem sticker right
here.
I
got it. Have I got the hat on?
You got the hat on.
I got the hat on.
I got the bracelet on.
We got all the Thank you Hashem.
Thank you Hashem.
Puff. I even got the other Hasidic one. There's another one as well. There's a whole bunch of Thank you Hashems. Rabbi Victor Miller was big on thanking Hashem. I mean, the whole fact that we're called Yehudim. The Yehudim Ha'Sa'ira as well, Purim as well.
Hoda'ah.
Thank you Hashem. We do the Alanissim during both Hanukkah and Purim in the brachas of No Dalacha, which is thanking Hashem, Modim. So it's very much connected. So let's learn. It's Likutei Moharan base, Gevaldik. Yemei Chanukah Hem Yemei Hodah. There we go.
There you go.
These are days of thanks. K'mosh Kosiv, Kavush Monis Yemei Chanukah Elu Lahodis Hahalo. Yeah, and I just want to give a big thanks to Hashem that Nissan Black just landed in Vienna, is on his way to the hotel. The DJ came the night before. That could have been me. I could have been that good dude, but I gave it to the guy who's
working with the Chazan?
Yeah, he's going to do something with the Chazan as well. At the end of the show, they're going to do a sound check in another hour or so. Everything's on time. Everything's good. With Hashem's help, it will go amazing, and the people will please go book us again, because this is probably the biggest booking we ever got. So big thank you to Hashem. Yemei Hodah zeh b'chinas Shashua Olam Haba. The idea of Yemei Hodah, this is the aspect of the Shashua Olam Haba. Yeah, Shashua Olam Haba is the salvations of Olam Haba. Shashua is also I wouldn't say it's got the root word of like foundation. Shashua is also it's a kind of pleasure. Shashuim shel Torah, like the enjoyment of learning. That's how they use it. Shashuim, the intense pleasure of learning. That's the usual use of it. Yeah. So Baruch Hashem. So let's use that one, like the pleasure of Olam Haba. Ki zeh ikar Shashua Olam Haba. The main measure of the next word is lahodis tahalo d'shmo gadol yisbarach. The main joy of the next word is to thank Hashem, His name, His great name, and to recognize and Him, and bring blessing for Him. Through this, you become very next to and close to Hashem Yisbarach, which is what we're here. Devekus is one of the purpose of creation, turning light into darkness. All the different ways of explaining it, but fixing your midas. This is all becoming more like Hashem. How do you fix your midas? You become more like Hashem. So that's drawing closer to Hashem, and having the attitude of gratitude is part of that. According to Rabbi Nachman, is actually not just part of it; it's actually the main way, of Olam Haba. Because what we're going to do in the next world, we're going to thank Hashem and recognize and come close to Him. Ki kol ma she'doin makirin oso, and everything that He does, you recognize Hashem Yisbarach more and more, which is good stuff. You need to get to know Hashem more and more. That is Olam Haba. That is what we're going to be doing for eternity. So let's start now with Hashem's help to thank Hashem, even though life can get really. I also was getting it a little bit, like maybe a lot, but it's good.
It's good.
And, it brings us closer. I didn't react overly, Baruch Hashem. I was very honest with my Shvachim Ma'aseh level, Chaim. And how I'm trying to improve it in this very baby steps. And that's part of what we're here for. We're here to thank Hashem, even for the challenges, for the good difficulties. I learned a beautiful Torah from this Reb Label Eger with Michael Russa in the morning, not in the morning, afternoon, yesterday, same time as this, with Dr. Chaim Yudelman, and it says there this concept of we were learning the Torahs of Tom the Rebbe, and I was learning it yesterday with the Tom the Rebbe in the morning, and also in the evening as well when he said that over, that the Tom the Rebbe gave over this pasuk Pele Yoetz over Gibor Aviad Sar Shalom. Pele Remez. It's on the first day of Hanukkah, the wonders of the miracle. And then Yoetz is the Bina, is the eights we get. That's one of the reasons why it's so important to learn Sifrei Tzadikim, to get eights advice. Here we're getting from Renach the importance of thanking Hashem. Kel Gibor, that's the third and fourth day of Hanukkah. That's the representation of Chesed and Gevurah coming together, Rachamim and Gibor. Hashem's a Gibor. He gives us koach to misgaber and do what we need to do. Aviyad Sar Shalom. That was yesterday's shmooze, the whole thing about Avi. When do we call out to Hashem? This is the Shimon. This is the 5th day of Chanukah, Shevet Shimon. We just said all the Shvatim are connected to Chanukah. So the idea of Shevet Shimon, the tribe of Shimon, we're calling out to Hashem in a time of difficulty. Shimon had a difficult life. Yeah, the Rosh of the Shevet Shimon had a very hard life. His whole Shevet had a hard life. Yeah, they were killed. They were this or that. All the challenges. A lot of things went on. They didn't have a chelik in Eretz Yisrael. They had to be teachers. Imagine being a malamed. Yeah, it's not easy. Being a teacher is one of the hardest things. Yeah. So Shimon was there to mumtik, to bring out, he married Dinah. Dinah represents judgment. He was mumtik. We're going to learn about this in a minute in this Torah, that thank Hashem is mumtik the judgments. I once heard from Rav Morgenstern, I'm adding this in myself, that it says, Libi Basari, the idea of Rabbi Shimon is the concept of Basari, Rashbi. Rashbi is Basari. We have to give ourselves a fleishicha heart. That's one of the reasons we're learning Likutei Moharan. Rabbi Nachman is going to help us have a real heart, a Jewish heart, a panemius heart that fills, and it's so hard to fill. It's so much easier to escape. You know how much part of me wants to just run away or find some way to get out of all this pain. Yeah, knowing my son's in the army, or all the 100 different things going on that could give you pain. Yeah, but what you have to do, the real key, and as Gedalia says strongly, you have to face your stuff, not stuff your face. Don't think that the fressing and the alcohol is going to give you a solution or
stuff.
Huh?
Don't stuff your face.
Yeah, we have to feel. We have to have a Breslov is Loshen Basalev. And that's the tikkun of Shimon. It's become Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai. It's become the Tzaddik emes, and all the way down to Rabbi Nachman, and to build this Basalev, this heart of flesh that can talk to Hashem. You want to spot this? We have to feel. We have to we're just learning Tanya. We have to bring. We're going to do every week a summary. With thanks to David Jerome, we have a beautiful parish there on the daily Tanya. I'm going to do a weekly summary. The idea to bring down the Chochmah Bina Das, into the emotions. So your heart should have the right kind of feelings. You have to face things. You have to be real. And being real takes a lot of honesty, and that really becomes a very big part of Spodidus. Of thanking Hashem is a very big part of Spodidus, and being honest and real. Lahodot is also to admit. Yeah, so to admit to Hashem, to be moda to Hashem. They come together again and again, thanking a moda, admitting to Hashem. These two ideas, moda ala emes. This is things.
Hoda and lehodia. They're very
exactly the same shorish. And for all this, we come close to Hashem, which is what we're here for. Ki kol ma she'doing makiri nosi yisparach Yosef, we get to know him better and better. Smuch elav b'Yosef ki shar kol hadavarim is batlu la'asib kulam, and everything else becomes battle in to the future. Yeah. B'chinas kol korbanos batelin chutz mekorban toda. So that's the beautiful concept.
That's the Indian after Mashiach comes, we're just going to have a carbon toda.
Excellent. So that's a midrash rabbah, very important midrash rabbah, because it shows us that all the korbanos are going to be battle except for one, korban toda. That's what we're going to have left after we've cleaned up everything with all the chotas and all the ashams and all the other kinds of korbanos. We're going to get to the korban of Toda. We won't need any more guilt offerings, a bad translation in English, but that's what it comes out as, or sin offerings, also a bad translation. We're just going to have a thank you offering. Thank you Hashem. It really will be thank you Hashem. End of days. By the way, I'm still working this unity song, and we're still working and figuring out how to unite Israeli artists with the Thank You Hashem organization, which is more American. Try to bring it together. That's like the unity, because it has to be a Thank You Hashem presence, and with this project, because unity is a big part. And bringing people together to thank Hashem. That's what Avinu did, and that's what we need to do. And that's why the only korban left will be the korban toda. Shelo yisha'asid, and there won't be any others in the future. Rak b'chinas toda v'hoda. The only one we'll have is toda and hoda. Thank you and admitting, in a way. Hoda is like the other translation we just had. Hoda sahala l'das osa yisbach. And we're going to thank and praise Hashem, to know Him, the das, also Yisbrach, to really know the Blessed One. That was the pasuk we quoted from my Rebbe, is also from Yeshaya, but Perik Tes, this is Perik Aleph. Hashem kamu. This is all pasukim of the future. Pasuk of Pele Yoetz is talking about Mashiach, Aviyad Sar Shalom, and this pasuk is talking about here that Hashem's going to fill the land with wisdom. Hashem come, it's just like you have the Mayim in the Yam, Mekasim, that's how much wisdom is going to be all over the world. So you can sort of sense it a little bit with the internet and the way the world is with online classes and live feeds and shiurim, and there's already a prep happening right now that if you really want to get the das of Hashem, you have the bechira to go online. Like I have this battle, like am I going to watch this or am I going to watch the Daf Yomi shir with Eli Stefanski? Now that is going to be das because it's the Daf Yomi of the day. Yeah, and if then I have another test, am I going to listen to Rabbi Jackson or am I going to listen to Joe Rogan? Yeah, generally Joe Rogan wins on that one. Eli Stefanski wins generally, but Joe Rogan, unfortunately, once I've done with Eli Stefanski, then usually Joe Rogan comes in my. But the good news with him is he only does a few a week, so but then I've got plenty of days where YY wins. Yeah. So just saying, yeah. But Gedalia generally always wins as well every day. All these people that put up shira and big schus for them, because they're preparing us for this aspect of das Hashem, the knowledge of Hashem will fill Dayat Hashem kamayim liyam machasim. It will just be so plentiful. Meaning, imagine if now all of Klal Yisrael giving shira. Now imagine if everyone could. Everyone has inside them Torah, their own chelik of Torah. Everyone really could share something deep and profound. Now, when Mashiach comes, that will be revealed somehow. Maybe it might not be a formal class, but it will come out. Everyone's chelik of Torah. That's why there'll be tremendous emphasis as well. Because you can't make a design on someone who's as pure like light. How can you mevaza or speak lashon hara on a yid? Because a yid's filled with Torah and mitzvahs. Like a Riemann, he's bursting forth with chedushim and aspects of the Torah that only he has. So you can't get the full. If someone really loves Torah, they have to really love Klal Yisrael. If they really love Klal Yisrael, they have to love Torah. Like it goes together.
Did you listen to the story that Nate shared yesterday for the 5th night?
I've heard it, yeah. With the Chabad Rebbe?
It's amazing.
Yeah, I've heard it many times.
Amazing.
It's one of my favorite masters.
What a great master.
But it shows you one how Satmar is, like someone who's misnagid to Chabad. In the end, he needed Chabad. He needed the Rebbe. He needed and how big a Rebbe the Rebbe was. The fact that every time, and not only that, where's the dark place in the world that he kept referring to? London. 5th night of Hanukkah in London. Yeah, that was that was the place. So that's the place that needs to be elevated. I'll be there next in a few weeks. Mr. Hashem. Okay, we'll light it up. But first you have to have Hanukkah. This is the what you're going to be doing in the next one. All the pleasure, all the fun. It's going to be Alam Haba. It's going to be Hanukkah time. Shame like guy needs to walk around. B'chinas Todah. Sheshu Alam Haba. Zeh b'chinas Halachos. Now this is a chiddush. Now this is the aspect of halachas, learning halachas. Yeah, we know. Ki chodesh zochin limud. That all halachas we're zochah to learn. Prat misha zochah lechadesh behem. Zeh b'chinas Sheshu Alam Haba. So you want to know what also is next world pleasure is learning halacha, and even more so when you mechadesh halacha. You come up with new chedushim in halacha. That's the Sheshua Shalom Abba. That's the tremendous tanug of pleasure of what's going to be there. Zeh b'chinas halachas ki halachas shazochin limud prat mi shazochin hadish behem kinis Sheshua Shalom Abba b'chinas kol hashana halachas b'chol yom miftach lo shu ben Shalom Abba. We say this every day in davening that those who learn 2 halachas a day are guaranteed to ben Shalom Abba. Ki shenis chadesh halacha, because then they're able to mechadesh in halacha. It's chadesh seichel v'yediyah, and they renew their intellect and their understanding, their knowledge. The das hu ikar shashu alam haba, and you should know that das is the main. Because remember, das. This is the whole thing that Min Hashemayim, the Tanya was talking about, and the Mamish the Tanya now is talking about this concept of das, of connecting the Chochmah Bina into das, and Pneumius is also Kesser, but the idea of bringing it into the emotions. Bringing the panemius of das into the mind that you experience. Torah is experiential. Torah is internalized. Torah is one with you. You have avanas Torah. You have Sheshua. You have to become part of you. You have to really internalize it. This is the key. And one of the most important things, and we're going to say this now as an addition, and this is a known concept in Breast of Torah, that we have to do a spodidus on the Torah after we've learned it. We should be doing a spodidus every day on Reish Pei Beis, on Zam L'Chai Ba'odim. We need to talk to Hashem. I want to see the Nekudas Tovas. We need to keep talking about it. Can't just forget about it, because that was last week's story. If it's eternal thing, and we have to eternal truth, and we have to keep internalizing it. And the way we do it is by constantly davening for it. Hey, I should be zochid to not fress and stuff my face like Kuv Mem Zayin, so I can have a shiris and I don't get ashamed. Yeah, all those Torahs we learn. I should be zochid to clap during davening, to clean up the air around me and to get rid of the dinim. Yeah, quietly without annoying people. Yeah, all that kind of stuff. So we have to each Torah we have to dump to Hashem that we've learned. We've learned quite a lot already now. If we go over all the Torahs we learned, I think maybe I missed out one or two. But we get chizuk that we did this, we accomplished, and we went through the whole thing. We didn't just like do a shtickle. We did the whole thing. We're going to try this one as well before the end of Chanukah, which is probably not going to happen. So let's just do what we can now. Let's learn. Ki b'chinas kol hashon halachos. So every day that you learn 2 halachas, you're guaranteed olam haba. That's the famous concept in Gemara Nida. Ki k'nis chadesh halacha. Someone who's machadish halach and chadish seichu v'diyah v'dasu ikka shashu alam haba zeh b'chinas arba srikim lahoidus. These are the 4 things you need to thank Hashem for. Dainu toida shehem meforshim b'mizbor kuf zayin. When do we say this? Erev Shabbos. They always announce it in Shirat David. Mizmor kuf zayin. Tehillim kuf zayin. 107. This is the minhag of the Baal Shem Tov. To say Hodel Hashem Kitolam Chosto before Shabbos comes in, you say before you take Korbanos.
The Arba Sugit
Saras
that we
and says Shasayim B'Sufam, and each 4 of them Mi Chochem V'Yishma Elos Bodenu Chasdei Hashem. Who is the Chochem who guards in this? He is Misbodenu. Again, we get the shidduch between Chabad and Breslov. That is Bono, to think deeply in. And he says Chasdei Hashem. He says, thank you very much, Hashem. Chasdei Hashem Zeh B'chinas Halachos. And Chasdei Hashem, this is an aspect of halachas. K'moisha Amru b'B'Seinu Zechon LeBrocha Kesubis Sadik Vav Kol HaMonea V'Talmido Minashamsho K'ilo Monea B'Menu Chesed. So all that prevent themselves from learning and from doing like Shimush Chachomim, it's as if he's holding back in Chesed. Shenamar Lamas Mereo Chesed. Lamas Mereo Chesed. This is already like getting a bit complicated. But the idea lamas mareu, lamas I think is like attacks, or he's preventing from his friend kindness. Shema shechomim zeh b'chinas halachas. What does it mean to be a misham shechachim? What are you preventing this kindness to him for? Misham shechachim means to hang out with him. Not he doesn't want to hang out. He's a serious guy, but with Shlomo, when I went out with him that day, as much as I was schmoozing with him, but it was serious. Like he had svarim with him, he had a tehillim, he had Rav Kluger Svarim. He was busy, when he wasn't schmoozing with me, he was looking at Sefer, or he was busy with phone stuff that seemed very Toradic as well. Like he's busy, he's a serious dude. He's not like we didn't put on Bob Marley and start, jamming out and smoking a spliff. That didn't happen. So it's not hanging out. It's Meshamish Achochem, That's the way it is. There Bechinas Halachis, Shem Bechinas Chasdei David. That's the aspect of the kindness of David. Shalach Kamoiso, and the law is like him. Hashem imo shalach Kamoiso. Hashem's with him, so the halach is like him. So why is halach like him? Because he's with Hashem, and the whole point of learning halach brings you close to Hashem. On a certain aspect, like he was the Posek Ador. Like right. he again and again proved, like certain cheaters, for example, about marrying into the whole machlokes about Moav. Can you marry a woman from Moav? These kind of sugyas you see, and he had big rabbonim against him, big tzaddikim of that time were against him, and he was, in the end, he's the halacha. There's a story there where he had to be battled to his son, Kalev, whatever his name was, Kalev, I think his name. How do you say his name? Kaf Lamed Aleph Base, Kalev. So that son of his, it says in the Gemara that he got nachas because he Torah'd him, like he outsmarted him. He got the pshat. But and that gave him nachas. It didn't bother him because it was his son. And in the end, he wants to emes anyway. That's the whole point. He's close to Hashem, so therefore he wants to emes. That's b'chinas shulam haba, b'chinas halachas. Canal. Shilzeh muchuna toda b'shem halacha. So for the sake of this, we're going to prepare the toda in the name of halacha. Ki toda shemavin kashotzim mitzara. Because the toda brings you to go out from difficulty. Because you know from the Eza Sarah, because when you fall into a difficulty, like we said in Kuf Zayin, all those 4 difficulties, what are the 4?
When you come out of the Tsara,
what are the 4?
Thank you.
What are the 4? Prison, going over the Yam, being sick, and Bamidbar in the desert. And it obviously call out all these sorrows, So each one is like a cloud for all the different kinds of sorrows that go on in life. And that's the concept of thanking Hashem each time, and then that gets you out of it.
It's like the 4 elements.
Yeah, very much.
Like everything's built from there. So these are the 4 tsaros, and all tsaros stems from there.
There's definitely that kind of story, like why those 4 and why the number 4, and like everything's very significant. And there's a big, letter nun, I think, upside down nun a few times in that. Like we have Avin bin Saron as well, connects us to that whole concept. It's all about having the right mindset of gratitude. Yeah, that fixes up the nun shari tuma. The nun with thank you Hashem. And the main kind of sorrow in the heart is the nave knows how to feel the pain more. Your mind doesn't really get it. That's why it's really important when you're talking to your wife or someone who's more emotional to also be emotional on some level, to feel it. And that means your heart is open on a level. Obviously, you're not going to get consumed by it. That's the whole balance. And you have to be able to like elevate it and help them and guide them, or just be there for them, however it works. But the point is to not feel, just to react like a dumb man does. He goes to just give solutions, like all intellect doesn't do nothing. It just gets a punch in the face, literally. And that doesn't help nothing. Yeah. Because when a person's going through difficulty, the blood goes up into the heart. Yeah, this enters all of it to the chochem that is there, the kabamenu eitza. Because what's happening? Yeah, you're going through the sorrow. You need an eitza to get out of it. The rabbi or the chochem or the tzaddik or whoever it is who you speak to is going to be the one to help you get out of it. He's going to give you the right advice. So it's going to the place of the eitza, which is what? Your heart. It's happening to you on the inner level as well. Your heart's there to now give you the right advice, but that's where it's most painful. That's where the blood's going. And that's you're going to request advice and counsel against this difficulty. As I hem shudfim ala leiv, and these are the judges that are on the heart. As a leiv besara doket godel. Shodfim.
That's the
judges, no?
No, shoftim are the
judges. You're right.
Shoftim is a partnership.
Partnerships. Thank you. Sorry, I made a mistake. Cool. And these are the shoftim, the partnerships to the heart on the heart. As a leiv besar doket godel, and the leiv in its suffering is beating very much, yeah, in a great way. Ki lo dai shalev doeg ba'atzma, and the heart is not able to worry about itself. Ki hu margish asara yosem mekulam. Because it's feeling the pain more than anybody or anything. Afgam hadamim shotfim alav mitzarin lo mo'od. There we go. Thank you for helping with that. And even though, and even also the blood is now gathering together and joining up very much and causing him even more pain. Al kain sheyesh chas v'shalom tzara la'odem halev dofek defikas gedolos. Because when a person's really in real pain, the heart beats really loudly, greatly. Kihu mavakish nanane matzma.
I need you to go back for 30 seconds.
Yeah.
We wrote the shotfim, and then I sort of, it's on me. I spaced. But
no, it's fine. The blood's coming into the heart. Yeah.
Okay. So I missed how they become shotfim.
Well, because the blood goes to the place where there's eitzes, like you go to the chochem. Yeah. It goes to the heart to get eitzes, to get advice, to sort out this pain it's feeling. Yeah. And that it beats stronger and stronger. But the point of that is to get you to the advice, yeah? To get you to the solution to get out of this pain, yeah? That's the point. But you have to feel this. Initially, you're going to feel this intense quickening of the heart. It's going to join up to the heart. It's going to partner with the heart. That's where this blood needs to be. Yeah? And then he has to request shake it out of himself, and to remove it upon him. He's trying to get this pain out of his being. So a Rogan would say, go work out, yeah, or a Tzaddik would say, go do spoilers, yeah, whatever works. But you got to move around. You got to do something to get this pain channeled. Then you can go out of this difficulty. As chozim to halachos hadamim leilach b'seder b'toch shvili haguf. And then what happens? Even the word halacha is in there. That they sort of go back and walk in. The blood sort of goes in the way that is in order of the parts of the body. So the blood starts to settle and go in the right way. It starts to, well, there's a word for it, better word than I'm using. When the blood
It's
flows,
pumping properly, yeah.
flows,
Flowing.
it flows now. It gets back to its proper flow because you did what you had to do to shake yourself out of that
Right.
time
So
of
the
sorrow.
heart is representing like it's feeling the lachats, the heart rate goes up, the blood is pumping faster, but it's not the way it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
You wanted to bring the Eitzah from the tzaddik in,
Right.
and therefore lower the heart rate, lower the tsaros, make the flow of your blood.
Yeah, but we have to do something. This is going to be what we're going to learn. What do we do? Okain hatodah. Therefore, the todah shiboah kashiyotzi masara, and the todah, the thanking. This is what comes when you go out from difficulty. He mechuna b'shem halacha, and this goes in the same thing. Preparing in the name of halacha, in learning the Torah. Hashem talukas adom, because then the blood flows right. When you're keeping halacha and you're learning halacha and you're mechadish halacha, everything starts to flow right. Your seichel works, your heart, your das, everything now starts to flow kaseda, the way it should. And then that removes the sorrow. Yeah, because the blood's now where it should be. By going into in order, then you go out from this difficulty. So halacha and thanking are something that go together. Because it's masada, all this like tension, all this pain, all this confusion. It makes it, all the blood, all the stress now has channel and flow. And then from this we learn out the giving birth easily. Yeah, because there's a lot of blood going down when a person gives birth. Yeah. This is a deep thing. I don't really understand it, but we'll say it anyway. The time that a woman goes to give birth, like bends down to give birth, the legs, mistanunas. I don't know exactly what it means, but something to do that the legs, like the way you'd imagine, it's as if the blood's coming out the legs. Yeah? So it's flowing, cools off, cools. Yeah, like it's hard. I remember learning this. I never really understood it. I mean, I'm not a woman, maybe that's why. Because apparently when you're giving birth, the bloods go up as nidchak amokim sham, as I hem dochem it's vlad lechutz, and the blood pressure causes to push out the child from outside the woman. And then the blood can go back into its place.
It must be talking about contractions.
Yeah, that's pretty much that would be the right word.
Well, it's probably just talking.
The whole intensity of contractions, which is like the Ayin Kalem, these 70 screams that it talks about in Sfarim, the 70 words of Lam Natseach, and we say every day on Hashem when it's not Yom Tov. Yeah, the Bechinas Toda Halacha. This is the idea of thanking and halacha shu bechinas tachoches domim. The blood should flow right. Shechozim leilach keseda, and will return back to its state like it was before, like in a proper seder, the way the blood should be flowing. Ki gam halacha hi bechinas halada, and learning halacha is like giving birth. Just as your das, the concept of das is to give birth to new concepts. So too the giving birth of a child. It's the same creation. It's the power of creation with your mind, chochma bina coming together, husband, wife, forming a child, forming concepts, bona, bina, constantly building concepts until you form this child, you form this concept that's true, that's halacha, that becomes a metzias, how we should live in this world. Ki yesh tomchei araisa, because these are the pillars of Torah. Shenosnim Rabbi, are we? Yeah. Shenosnim Moharan Elamdei Torah. You need to give money to learn Torah, to support the Torah. So people should be learning halacha. Techila heim mahasirim emonim ma'atzmem. And in the beginning, they have to. They're lacking money from themselves. Ki shenosnim Moharan hatam chochem. And when someone gives money to the tam chochem, nachsa etzlem. Zeh bechinas yorkaseh misanonis. So the blood's now shifted. Yeah, it's moving. It's going back to where it should be flowing. Kidamim tarte mashma. Just like with the money. Yeah, money and blood are actually quite similar concepts. People say blood money. The idea of damim and blood and mammon are very similar concepts. Yeah, the mammon gives chiyas, the dam gives chiyas, like so you can use the money to buy food to then have the blood. Yeah, this is all the kind of stuff we're doing. The whole point is to use the money to machazik the tam chacham. Knowledge halachas shem bechinas chesed, and when you give birth to halachas, this is the aspect of chesed. Azai aidei hashpas chesed choze nismalei chasorin. And by the hashpaz of kindness supporting the Talmid Chacham, then you fill up the lack that these people are feeling, and then they can do their halachas. They can learn the halachas. They're not going to be distracted. They're going to shashu alam haba, and that is alam haba. So not only learning halachas, but also supporting those who learn halachas, which is a big thing, Chanukah. Support the Talmid Chacham so they can learn halachas and bring down das. And then that in itself gets rid of the chesaron, the lack. And that is the aspect of shashu alam haba. That's part of, we want to connect alam haba, all the things of Chanukah, of Todah, of halacha, of supporting Chacham. This is das. Chanukah is a time of all these concepts coming together. And with that, Mr. Hashem, or halavanik or chama. He says, ends off, says, Pasuk in Yeshaya, the Lavana will be like the or of the sun. The moon will be like the sun. And that's going to be in the future. Ki Lavana tavaka. Bechinas hisorin krivus. It's lacking because it's cold. Asida, it's going to be filled with light, like the sun. Bechinas mili hisorin. It's going to fill up the sun. And that's the same aspect as learning halacha, Alex, Talodas, Avram, and it goes on and on. Mizman Soda, Hil Hashem Kol Haaretz, Rosh Tevis, the Toda, Osius, Tolada, Hil Hashem Kol Haaretz, Rosh Tevis, Halacha. The halacha is Bechinas Toda, Him Bechinas, Halada, Canal. Giving birth and having Hil Hashem Kol Haaretz, thanking Hashem, and giving birth are all one concept. Thank Hashem, Rosh Tevis, Halacha, giving birth, these are all one concept. These are concepts of Alam Haba, the next one. And Hanukkah gives us the right mindset, how to connect into the light of Alam Haba. Amen. Rabbi David.